What if I told you the Chargers had the second best record in the NFL last year, if the games ended after the third quarter? Seriously, they were 12-3-2 entering the fourth quarter of games. Only the Lions were better. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Eagles, the Super Bowl champ Eagles, they were worse than the Chargers. And yet the Chargers still finished 11-6. Why? Because no team collapsed harder when it mattered most. Justin Herbert and this team had double-digit leads, halftime cushions, third quarter momentum, and let it slip away again. But 2025 brings a new challenge. Because last year's 11-win season, it was real but also misleading. Herbert's fourth quarter performance must improve if the Chargers want to win more games. In one-score games, his numbers cratered. Of 29 qualifying quarterbacks in the fourth quarter of close games, Herbert ranked 25th in accuracy, 25th in success rate, 17th in yards per attempt, and 17th in EPA per pass. This wasn't just bad luck. These are bad results tied directly to Herbert's own play, and as a result, he is now 6-13 in games decided by a field goal over the 4-year career, the second worst mark in the entire NFL. If Herbert is going to reach elite status, that has to change, because the Chargers won't get over the hump until their quarterback can carry them in crunch time. Now, it wasn't all doom and gloom last year, because in 2024, the Chargers finally had real coaching. Greg Roman, often branded as a run-heavy dinosaur, came out and threw the football. The Chargers ranked top 7 in early down pass rate in the first half. They attacked through the air, and they did it with play action, using the third highest rate in the league. And the difference in Herbert's performance was night and day with play action. 7th best in success rate, 5th best in accuracy, 8th best in yards per attempt, and 13th in EPA. Without play action, those numbers dropped. 20th in success rate, 26th in accuracy, 23rd in yards per attempt. Roman's system raised the floor. The Chargers offense first half ranked 11th in yards per play, 11th in success rate, and 12th in EPA per play. That was a massive jump from their 2023 numbers, which were in the low 20s across the board. They built leads. They led at halftime more than almost anyone, and that gave them a real identity for the first time in years and let them play from ahead. But let's not ignore what helped them pad that win total: a cupcake schedule of quarterbacks. Last year, the Chargers faced Gardner Minshew, Bryce Young, Justin Fields, Bo Nix twice, Jameis Winston, Will Levis, Jake Haener, Drake May, Aiden O'Connell. In fact, 12 of their 17 games came against backups, rookies, or benched quarterbacks. Against the decent quarterbacks they faced, like Mahomes, Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, etc., they went 1-5. And in those games, their defense looked like it was one of the worst in the NFL, with a 101 passer rating allowed, 12 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and a plus .13 EPA per pass. When they played the backups, that defense looked elite. Minus .14 EPA per pass, 12 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, and an 80 passer rating allowed. But it was a total mirage, a defense that dominated bad quarterbacks but melted against anyone competent. And now that's over, because in 2025, the Chargers are projected to face the NFL's toughest schedule of pass defenses, the third toughest schedule of run defenses, and a much stronger slate of opposing quarterbacks. That right there is a recipe for regression if the run game doesn't take a major step forward. Because here's the real issue. The Chargers were awful running the football last year. Even with a top 10 offensive line that was a healthy unit last season, they ranked 29th in success rate on early down runs, 29th in yards per carry, 28th in stuff rate, 30th in explosive run rate, and 25th in yards before contact. It didn't matter if they ran the ball with 3 wide receivers or out of heavy personnel, it wasn't working. Enter Omarion Hampton, the rookie workhorse with burst and contact balance. He led North Carolina's offense last year, accounting for 44% of touches and 39% of total yardage. He's explosive, he's built for 3 downs, and he might be the most important piece of this offense in 2025 after Justin Herbert. Because if the Chargers want to hold those leads, which was a big problem last year, they need balance. They need a reliable run game. And they need Herbert to step up in the moments that matter most. So here's the bottom line. The 2024 Chargers were better coached, more aggressive early, and way more competent overall. But they were also propped up by a soft schedule and collapsed in big moments. 2025 is going to demand more. They play tougher defenses, better quarterbacks, and they've got higher expectations. If they don't improve in the red zone, on the ground, and in the fourth quarter, we'll be right back here in January wondering how a top 10 team managed to underachieve again. The good news, the foundation is solid. The bad news, the schedule is harder and expectations are higher. Think you're ready for the NFL season? Not without this. 586 pages of straight up football intelligence and predictions for the 2025 season, featuring the sharpest analysis, betting edges, and fantasy insights in the game. Go to sharp.football and level up.